Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very tangy ruby breakfast, which I believe consists of pineapple juice, pink grapefruit juice, apple, orange, etc. Either way, welcome back to the game, and apologies in advance if I sound a little bit different. I seem to have a permanent cold these days. Either way, stage 3 sniffles aside, in the previous episode we did some building, and it was more of a technical grant completion type of building. A lot of concrete laid, but we got things like the common room done, the shower, the canteen. Obviously, it's not done. We need to lay the flooring and actually put some objects in here, but yeah, we've got the basics of that one, and obviously a lot of the other stuff like the fencing and such and staff only areas. So we are well on our way to getting prisoners in a couple of episodes time, but that's not now. This time we are going to do some more building, over to reports and to the security procedure certification, over to foundations and to more, and let's go with wall overgrown. I don't know why I went with wall overgrown. It surprised my own self by putting in the wall derelict and the wall overgrown. It's not a reflection of the type of prisoners we're going to get or anything like that. It's just the way things have flowed, and it's quite liberating to just go with it and go, yeah, that's just fine, and what we've gone with. The problem that we do have, however, is that when you go with that type of foundation, it does specifically say it decreases a prison cell's grade. So these cells here, these are going to be a bit more negative than they perhaps would be if we were to build with, say, like the white walls or even just the standard brick or concrete. So yeah, we'll have to deal with that one and try and offset it. I'll probably go with a large window. That's one of the things you can do. We don't actually have logistics on this one, so I'm going to have to pick that up so we can see that. So let's go with micromanagement and policy. We're going to go for doggos and probably CCTV improvement, and I very much like the offshore tax haven, but I think I had 54,000 before I started doing stuff. Yeah, 53,365 bank balance, and yeah, there's no way we're going to pick that one up and be able to do all of this. Actually, to be fair, one of them we can do very quickly, which is going to be the security procedure certification over to deployment and to patrols, and blue patrol 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 assignments, and then there's that one completed. Again, it's more of a technical completed than anything else. We can then pick up, if we want to do, the governmental security ratings, which is assign 2 dog handlers to a dog patrol and assign 2 armed guards to a patrol as well, the latter of which I don't intend to have permanently in the facility, or don't really want armed guards in this one, so yeah, we'll have to see how we get on with that one. There's also prisoner reoffending rate, reform prisoner initiative, restaurant, bakery, farming, all of that we're just going to shy away from. The eco stuff, I've been running that very heavily for the last couple of series, which we have mentioned previously, so I'm not going to go down that route, same as the green energy goals, which is, yeah, like I say, almost like a bit of a cheat code as of late, but let's just see. Let's go for governmental security ratings, why not? Credit rating is 9.0, so it's not the maximum just yet, so we're going to keep the 6,250 loan. I forgot it was that high, actually. Okay. We'll have to deal with that as we progress on with this one. Speaking of progressing, let's go to max speed and allow the workers to work. So the building, this cell block here. The other building that we need to build is going to be the medical ward, which is going to go down here, I think. In fact, I'm going to plan that off while we wait. In fact, is this about right? It is not about right. I'm going to go and remove that and then build it a little bit bigger. I could actually shrink it down a couple more. Let's just see about this one. 12, so that's 6 beds either side, so 12 beds total. You're probably aware because you can do math. And let's see about putting in the doorway there, so that's fine. We might even put something in here, which is going to be the metal detector. Could put in some extra wall bits, but it's not overly critical, so let's leave that as that. Over to logistics and to room quality, we can see, okay, so we have a grade 0 out of 10 for the canteen, and for the common room it's actually 4 out of 10, so it's not terrible. Okay. It's not even completed as well, so yeah, we need to sort that out as we progress on. But yeah, it's just, Yeah, it's fine as is for now. The canteen is curious. Increase the size? No. Fan would increase the rating. Drinks machine, snack machine, water cooler, and planting. Okay. We've got negative -1 windows, and I would have assumed, but it's not in the ratings there, that the wall would have made a negative impact on that one. Okay. It's just because it does say in the foundations that it says cells. Yeah, decreases a prison cells grade, not the canteen. So we can increase the size of that one, but we're not doing cleed for transfer, any sort that sort of thing, so it's fine. Anyway, over to the wall overgrown, and oh, hang on, wait, that's in foundations. Let me not do that. Back over to walls and doors and wall overgrown. And it does mean, yes, there's going to be some internal moss on this one, and yeah, that's going to be a thing. Like I say, I don't know why I went with the scrappy sort of building in here, but it is what it is. Let me go ahead and unpause this one while we go ahead and plan this one off, and the workers can come along and build this one, and then this will be cell block A grant completed. I'll probably put the flooring in, and actually I'll just build it. I'll just build it as the end of the conversation, basically. we'll do it all now. Let's go for cells here, and clicky, draggy, and let me actually do that correctly. And there we go. Okay, so these are not completed, nowhere near, obviously, but we do need to put in a lot of things. I'm going to go with standard beds here, and I'm just going to click and drag down like so, and same on the other side. This will be one of the first builds in a long time where I've not actually used the sort of the toilet and showers and shower grate type of build, where we normally go with that in here and put the showers inside the cells. Instead, we're going to have the showers over here, which, to be fair, I could probably do with building a bit more. Let me do this and then this. This is supposed to serve the entire facility. How that actually works is anyone's best guess, to be honest. And that's a question. Well, there's a bit of a gap there. Let me double check the measurement on that one. And 19, there is not a middle. Sorry, there is a middle. We can go with sort of 8 there. Sorry. Yeah, 8 there, 9 there, 9 there, and have a gap in the middle. I think I'm going to go, because this is a 3 here, with a gap of 3, so I'm just going to double check that measurement. So it's 8 there, and then 8 in there. That is perfectly fine. And it means that I can go with the shower heads and that, and you might be wondering what is actually going on here, and sort of a lot of that going around, isn't there? Let me go ahead and type in shower, and it's going to be the shower pillar, which is going to go down the middle, and same thing in here. I don't know if that's correct. It feels like it isn't, but, well, the measurement indicates that that's it, and then that is it, so maybe it is. Let's see how we get on. Either way, I need to obviously do some plumbing in on that one. Let's run some power over here. Going back and forward, I'm aware, but it is how it is. Where am I going to run the power? Well, it's going to have to run probably from, say, there, and over to objects, and while I'm thinking about it, let's put the metal detector in here. The lighting will come on in but a moment, and actually it's just really the doors to be added. Now, this cell block here, this was going to be the model cell block, however, not really anymore, because I do want to use a mixture of the wall overgrown and the wall derelict. I could even go with, if I really wanted to, the wall rusty and slums, but we'll see about that one. It just means that if I was going to copy paste this with the quick build tools, it's always going to be this one with the sort of greenery in it, so I'm not too sure. We'll also have to see how we get on. Let's go with cell block B. It's a pretty easy one to pick up there, so that's fine. And then utilities, water. We've already laid the major pipe for this one. Let's do that, and let's do that. And obviously, walls, no. Let's go with barred jail bars, no. Is it actually under windows? Yeah, it is large windows, which they're not actually windows, they're just basically big bars. Let's place them in here. And the reason I'm going with the big ones is because that will offset the negative. I believe when we check out our logistics here that the large windows increase the grade by 2 rather than 1. So it will offset it, and it'll be sort of back to normal-ish. Let me double check the logistics and the room quality, and we can see that yes. So we have at the bottom there, -1 surrounded by depressing walls. Its term, not mine. And we do have a positive for large windows, outdoor window as well, and at least 6 squares. You would have thought that you wouldn't have got a +1 for that because this is the standard sort of formation. It's the standard 3x2 setup, but yeah. Anyway, over to walls and doors. Actually, no, sorry, flooring. We've done the former. Let's see. What do we want to go for this one? How do we want to run this one? Actually, let me double check on that. Why does that seem so dark? It says it's queued. The lighting is queued, but it's not yet built. Indeed. I'm not too sure why that is. There's a lot of workers sitting around not doing anything, and a lot of these there. Let me double check that. Over to our jobs. It says installed and awaiting materials. How curious. That's different. Okay. Let's remove all that. I'm gonna have to set this up manually, aren't we? Okay, let's see how I get on. Don't know how it's gonna fare. And do I want to put lights in every cell? I mean, it didn't do it when it did an auto light. It didn't do all the cells. But we'll do something like that, and then they will probably go ahead and place it. No, they're just gonna buy more lights in apparently. I'm obviously missing something, but it's not clicking. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Anyway, let's not worry too much about that one. So over to flooring and to, well, what sort of floor do we want to go with? Well, we want to stick with this sort of rundown element. I don't want things like moss indoors. I would have thought that's a bit off. I think mosaic is going to probably look a nice middle ground of, it's a bit dark, it's a bit sort of, it's not a nice tone, but it will probably complement the overall. Yeah, I think that's working out quite rightly. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, this middle bit, by the way, is a little bit open. We could easily put some common room in here, and we might go down that route, we might not. Let's see how we get on with things. Let me go over to some building here and some wall overgrown, and over this part here. This is going to be, as I said, the inmate health and well-being, so we'll have our medical ward in this one. All of these rooms, I just went, it's going to be a thing, but obviously we haven't properly planned it off, which is it's going to be a bit of a theme with this build, but again, trying to run with it, trying to break the mold of over-plan. But yeah, anyway, over to utilities, water, and let me go ahead and, oh, now here's the question, do I run it from just one side? I think I can probably get away with it. I think I'll probably get away with it. Let's just see, and do something like that. And we do want to put in, again, some sort of flooring in here. The white tile seems to be a bit against our usual. Ooh, I do like a ceramic floor. It's going to be a bit expensive though. Actually, it's only $5,000. I mean, I say only. It's like, yeah, it's fine. We'll put that in there. So that's all good. We did replan the canteens, so let's go ahead and just redistribute part of this one. So actually, let's continue on with that while we're in the spirit of things and trying to build. It's not going to be overly expensive, I don't think, but let's just see. And that's wrong, that's right, and there we go. So job done. Over to the benches here, and I believe I did the maths correctly on this one. I think it should be about the right size, but I mean, the fun is in finding out naturally. Let's just see. Put all of these in, and done. Okay, good. So We've got in the cell block A, which is completed. What else do I want to put in the cells? I know I said I didn't want to put in showers. That wasn't the intent because we do have these ones here. I guess we do have to tackle flooring at some point, don't we? Okay. I mean, like the external flooring, not the internal ones. Okay. Flooring, and we've got things like the weathered stone, the coloured stone tiles. That's walk speed fast as well, to be fair. Again, am I leaning too much into the Jungle Pack DLC stuff? I mean, we could go with... No, I'm not going to go with dirt or mud or paving stones. Actually, paving stone, to be fair, I can't remember the last time we used it. And standard stone. Oh, actually, wait. Standard stone. When was the last time I actually used that? I can't recall, but my mind does crumble away like wet cake, so maybe we've used it recently and I've totally forgotten. Okay, I might go with that one. I might go with that. Let's just move aside for a second and go with canteen. Not canteen, the infirmary is what we were on. And let's place this in here. We should hire doctors to work our infirmary. I mean, good call, game, good call. Let me go 1, 2, and there we go. And it is the medical ward we have to build. However, it's not classed as one unless we place in the medical beds, which is 500 apiece. I'm just going to place them all because, again, looking at our cash, we are doing quite well. These ones either side, I do need to build. I'm not going to put the walls in just yet until I know exactly what we've got. This doesn't need to be enclosed. There's the grant done. So we're fine on that one. Yeah, this here, I think I'm going to have these as parole. Do I need 2, though? And if I don't need 2, what is the other thing going to be? I'm not sure. Let's go with... Still awaiting lights there. For some reason, there's a bit of an issue when it comes to these here. Look at that. It does say to do install light. It's right. There must be a worker trapped somewhere or something along those lines. I'm not sure. Let me just go electrical cable down to there. Get that all powered up. We need to do the same along here, which I will run this down to there and across. That will suffice for now. And okay, well, we do need a kennel. We don't need an armed guard. We don't need an armory, but we do want to get the grant done because it's worth a bit of money. Shall I do the kennel? I think we'll do the kennel. So over to... Do you actually need to... That's the question. Do you need to surround the kennel? It does say surrounded. That is a 6 by whatever. Do I need a 6 by 18? I really don't think I do. It just seems to be a bit oversized. Okay, that's oversized, and then the staff room over here, which is the wall rusty. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's see about putting this in here. So let's go with... I'm actually going to go with fence. Oh, I don't want to go fence. The problem with using fence is that you only really have 2 options for the flooring underneath, fence or fence grass. I think we're going to go... let's use slum, why not? And I'm going to go with that, and I'm just going to pause it for a moment while we figure this one out. Let's see that and that. And doors, and what sort of... Do we go with rusty jail doors? Yeah, why not? And is that off to one side? 1, 2, 1, 2. No, it's fine. And then objects, and zooming right in, and we do have our dog crates, and I think dog crates on that side, dog crates on that side. I don't know if those are backwards. It feels like they might be, but, well, we'll see how we get on. And then dog balls go right through the middle. It's a bit weird the way we've done it, but it is what it is. And then 1, 2, it says assign 2 dog handlers to a dog patrol. Yeah, we'll get on with that one in a moment. And quick build and armory. And let's see, we don't have it unlocked actually, so we can't do that. Let's go with armory. And that's unlocked. We don't need oddlies. 55,000. Can I pick up offshore tax haven? Technically, yes. I'm not going to. Not for Not for 5,000. No, it's not happening. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. I'm liking to look at the shower there. Can make some extra money if we added a death row to the facility. Ah, yes. It has started. That's not in the build. That's not in the build, but is there provision for it? Is there room for it? I guess the answer is yes. We've got, obviously, all of these cells here. One of these cell blocks can be turned into a death row if we wanted to do that. Let me know what you think on that one. I'm not opposed to it as a rule here, but, you know, pixels are pixels at the end of the day. But, yeah, let's see. Let's see about that one. That's a future us. Oh, actually, wait, I'm just looking at the power. The power is right in the middle here, so that's even with 4 capacitor max pluses. That surprises me, but okay. Let's go with the utilities and 2 capacitor max plus, which is 2,000 apiece. Alright, well, we'll just get it built, and there, okay, there's 24,000. I regret that decision immediately. Right, fine. And let's see how we're doing. We are on 90% for our armory, so that's all good. We should improve the efficiency by installing a door control system. Yes, to be fair, we don't even have a security room. I do need to get that, but anyway, the first thing now, I guess, is quick build and armory, and let's just use the cheapest wall, which I believe is just wall rusty. This is the armory. Temporary permanent armory will go in here. Like I say, I don't plan on keeping this. I actually will probably delete the cell. I was going to say I could keep it, and keeping it would give me allowance for armed guards later on, but we never really, like I say, planned on it anywhere. And there's quite expensive stuff in here. The lockers are a couple of hundred, I think, and the armory boards, whatever these are called, actually. Let me double check. Armory, the weapons rack. That's it, $1,000 each. How much are lockers? 200, yeah. Right. So that's fine. All right. And once again, they are not completing it because why? Let me sell that and. Yeah, okay, right click that building. So it's just the light that's to be installed. Let me cancel that. Okay, let me go to sell objects, and I'm going to sell all of these lights. I want to see what the game does when I sell everything. There's more lights coming in, and there's more lights coming in. And there's more lights coming in. And then, okay, so we're buying lights. We're in the light business. Okay, right. It's still install lights. That is obviously some sort of... Well, I think it's a bug. Hang on, where they going? Right, the workers have cracked on with this now. They're going to go in here. Wow, okay. That's happened. Armory, let's designate that as such and put in, you know what, that's actually going to help us out. 1 weapons rack, sorry, 1 guard locker, 1 weapons rack, and I need a table. Should have probably put the table in first and then, yeah, resold it. But anyway, well, actually we will need, for armory, 2 guard lockers, because you can only hire armed guards equal to the amount of lockers that you have. So let's, as opposed to the dog handlers, you can get as many dog handlers as you want, and you don't need the equal amount of kennels because they don't care about animal cruelty. Let's go ahead and go 1, 2, and let me go to deployment patrols. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 dog handlers and 2 armed guards, and grand completion. There's the ding of the bell. Remove these ones and remove all of those and those, and I will go with dismantle all of those. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll go with bulldoze I'm going to wait until these guys remove it, because otherwise they might end up scrapping it. And we are completely getting rid of the armory, and in fact we are going to go with our staff and completely get rid of our armed guards, because like I say, we don't plan on having that. A bit of recycling there, which is a bit of a shame because we don't have the recycling initiative unlocked. I might as well pick it up now. We will pick up body armor. It's always a good thing to pick up. Tasers, we're not going to bother with. Not going to bother with the taser rollout at this stage, and well, I think we will leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We have got in a lot, again, of the technical stuff. So, well, to be fair, we finished the showers off, which I'm happy with. We've got this cell block here, which is not overly terribly rated. We can do some more building in the middle, but we'll see how we get on with that one. We do have the kennel. We don't have any flooring, which is, that's the bit of a sticky wicket, as some people like to say. It's a bit of a problem. We do need to put in something. I'm tempted with stone because I can't remember the last time I used it. Let's put it in here. Let's see what it's like, shall we, before we finish off. If it looks terrible, then I'll delete it. It feels like it's going to be okay. And if it complements the walls and the patterns, we'll run with it. Yeah, placing it in now. I think a worker will come along and put a light in randomly, because that just feels like the way it's going to go. Yeah, I like the stone. Okay, I do like that stone. We're going to run with the stone. How many times can you say stone? Right, anyway, we're going to call it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We have managed to get a lot more grants done. We're on 27,000 generic currency currency, minus 2,000 per day, to be fair. We've got more grants that we can pick up, and things like the max sec infrastructure, which, yeah, that's not terrible. We can probably do that one. Prisoner acclimatization and engagement, we'll probably pick up now, actually, because we do need a laundry. We have got a kitchen, and we're probably not going to have, let me decrease the bank loan to 0. We're probably not going to have the prisoners working in the kitchen. I don't think that's going to happen. The cleaning cupboard, if we're going to have one, actually, to be fair, can go down here. I can have the 5x5 for a parole, and then the rest of it can be a cleaning cupboard, so that will work out. And then maybe on the other side, the laundry, and then we've got another big building that we just, yeah, haven't got anything overly planned. Either way, that's been a bit of Prison Architect, Prison-Architect. And next time, in the morning, we will go ahead and continue on with some building. It feels like maybe we can get prisoners after the next episode. We have a lot of the basics in. Obviously, kitchen needs to be expanded and other things, and flooring and such. But yeah, building has been quite frantic. Either way, hope you have enjoyed this episode, and for what it is, the series thus far, as always, comments in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.